Absolutely,
right?
yes.
And obviously that suspension and then returning after 5 years out. Talk us through Spanish Mission a little bit. Had to be vet checked to get there, but it looks like it will start the second favourite.
Yeah, and that is the only concern, the vet check. However, it has been past fit. There'll be one more check on Monday. But this horse, so impressive. Just beaten by Stradivarius in the Lonsdale Cup. That was back in August in an incredible race. I'm going to back Spanish Mission, and we'll get to all our tips later, but I still feel like that is the best horse in the race. It's not that easy to win the Caulfield Cup and come and win a Melbourne Cup straight after. I know it's incredible favouritism for Incentivise, but I just don't see it panning out that way, as good as a story as it would be.
Well, 20 years since a horse has done the Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup double, and that was ethereal back in 2001. The horse there, Spanish Mission, he's one of Europe's best stayers. For the viewers at home who may not know of a horse called Stradivarius, he was the horse that Spanish Mission jewelled to the line there, and there was a long way back to third. He's a world-class stayer. I think he'll run very well, and he's in my top three.
Couple of quick takes on some others. The defending champ is Twilight Payment, who's back again, Greg, but with a heavier weight, obviously, for Joseph O'Brien, who's won this race a couple of times already. Still in his 20s, would you believe, and already a two-time Melbourne Cup winning trainer. Well,
an incredible CV for Joseph, which has now added a Cox plate to it. This horse actually comes, for me, in better form than he did last year. Drew barrier 12 last year. He's drawn barrier 2. The boy from up Kerrang near the border, Jai McNeil, takes the ride again. As I said, he's in better form. This is him running second in the Irish St Ledger behind Sonny Boy Liston. Delivered the knockout blow to beat him in that race. But I think Twilight Payment is a great... We know how challenging it is for a horse to win back-to-back Melbourne Cups, and that is why he is top weight. I think he'll run really, really well.
Let's talk about the women very quickly. Jamie, I'll throw to you, but some conjecture over Very Elegant and whether she'd run. Like Moody, I guess Chris Waller, and also the most informed jockey, probably arguably in the world at the moment. James McDonald rode the 4 winners on Derby Day yesterday. So McDonald and Chris Waller never won a Melbourne Cup. That could be an interesting partnership. Have you spotted a horse from Sydney that you don't mind, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, Pondus, Rachel King, who has spoken this week about how she couldn't get a go in England, relocated to Australia. She's aiming to become, the second female jockey to win the Cup behind Michelle Payne in 2015. She made the 10-hour journey from Sydney to Melbourne this week, so and Pondus has drawn well, so it could be a roughie.
OK. Does Sydney care about the Melbourne Cup this year, or are you still sort of celebrating the hangover from Everest? I love it. Hey, well, we've got our 2 racing experts here. You're always, both of you, always trackside. You always hear the whispers first. Let's run through your tips. So who have you got in the top 3, Greg?
Well, let me say, Jamie's right. Halloween is a big event. I'm on my way to Geelong to see my 2 grandchildren, Mela and Luke. I haven't seen them for months, and we're doing the Halloween business. But
I mean, in your trick or treat outfit.
I was going to. I've got a skeleton costume out the back. Now,
here's your tips.
Now my tips. 16 years, and I don't tip many winners on this show, but I'm going for Incentivise. As I said, I don't know how good this horse is. I think he can create history, his own piece of history on Tuesday. Spanish Mission, a really strong challenger, and Trally Rose. I've slaughtered that, sorry, Catherine. Since Maccabi Diva won the race in 2005, no mare has finished top 3. I think she can. Great story, Simon Wilde from Warrnambool and all his owners in country Victoria. I hope she runs really, really well and finishes top 3.
OK, Catherine, you said get on the Irish bandwagon for the World Cup. You had no idea what you're talking about. Can you pick us a winner for Tuesday?
Well, if I was on the Irish bandwagon, I'd say Trilly Rose, because the Wilds of Warrnambool, I'm big fans, but I'm not. I'm actually going Incentivise second, not to finish first. I'm going to go Spanish Mission, Incentivise, Persan I really like, Mar and Euster, 5th last year, 3rd in the Caulfield Cup. But Explosive Jack as a roughie, also a Mar and Eustace horse, ran badly in the Caulfield Cup, but ridden by Johnny Allen, the Irish jockey who won the Derby yesterday. And we know if Johnny Allen's in a protest discussion, we know who's going to win that one. And it happens regularly in the Melbourne Cup.
Catherine?
I'm Johnny Allen's biggest fan, so I've just got to put him in there.
OK, so that's your roughie. So we've got the tips from the experts. I'm not going to get, boys, no offence, I'm not going to get your tips. Final tip or observation, Corbin, we'll go with you first.
You've heard of premiership tattoos in the past, Kel, for football players? Well, Nathan Vardy may have just stepped it up to the next level. This is his premiership tattoo. So very modern times, QR code, as we zoom in, There's Dom Sheed's match-winning goal from the 2018 Grand Final, tattooed on his foot for eternity in a QR code. Just brilliant.
Gotta love it. And Jamie, final word from you.
Look, all the talk before the NBA season started was about how Ben Simmons was acting up. We've got this other Australian in the competition. He's 19 years old, Josh Giddey, and he has just become the second youngest player to have 10 assists in a game. The only one in front of him, LeBron James. Ooh. So watch out for this kid.
And, of course, from Yarraville in Melbourne, who's playing for the Adelaide 36ers last year. Incredible. Thank you very much for coming in. Thanks for making a special effort in a big week, and good luck on Tuesday and for the whole Flemington Carnival.
Thank you.
OK, before we go...
At Flemington, live to Neary Ty. Neary, it was a memorable ride for a much-loved mare.
It certainly was, Lizzie, and what an incredible race. Very elegant, winning the 2021 Melbourne Cup. Cup favourite Incentivise placing second, and followed by Spanish Mission. Now, Incentivise still ran a pretty good race, ahead of the pack for most of the time, but it was Very Elegant who really powered through in the last 500 metres, and what an absolute champion, winning the Melbourne Cup from barrier 18, giving trainer Chris Waller and jockey James McDonald their first ever Melbourne Cup. We heard from James McDonald a short time ago, very emotional, quite speechless, and it was a very special moment for the jockey. But look, let's see how the race unfolded.
At the 400 metres, a length and a half, Floating Artist. Here's Very Elegant. She's coming home. 300 to go. The mighty mare moves up to Incentivise and races on by. Then Floating Artist, Spanish Mission. But Very Elegant at the 150. The darling of the turf has raced clear. 3 lengths Incentivise. And it's Very Elegant. 10 Group 1s. And now the greatest of them all, the Melbourne Cup. Very Elegant wins by 3.5.
Now, it's been a picture-perfect day here at Flemington with a crowd of 10,000 people trackside. Obviously, it's a COVID-safe event, so everyone's quite spaced out. It's not as rowdy as previous years. Usually we'd have 100,000 people here. Just repeating, Very Elegant has won the 2021 Melbourne Cup. Celebrations will go well into the night. Lizzie?
I'm absolutely sure they will. Thank you, Neary.